Heidi ho there, my lovies. Welcome back to Crazy But Not Dangerous. I'm Shorty Vaughn, back in the kitchen today, and I'm just doing a bunch of little projects. Got a bunch of great bargains on Friday, and I'm just having a Sunday fun day in the kitchen, just doing all the things. Yippee, skippy, hot diggity. Let's get to it. Thanks for joining me today. Let's do some stuff. I got this bag of cauliflower. Well, it's empty now. But $2.70 for 24 ounces. It's almost a head of cauliflower. And it came in this great zippered bag. So I have washed this out. And I'm just drying this because I'm going to rice some cauliflower. And after I flash freeze it, I'm going to put it back in this bag because I already paid for this plastic. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So I'm going to get down to it. I have a little water boiling here, and I have my cauliflower all here in this colander. I re-washed it. The bag said it was washed, but you know, I want it to be completely cootie free. Yay, hooray. So I am going to go ahead and just put that cauliflower into this boiling water to blanch for about 2 minutes. This is an optional process because you don't really need to blanch that cauliflower if you're going to be using it pretty darn rapidly. And we probably will. I'm going to be ricing it up to be used as an alternate to regular rice. And I think that's great. I think they're too expensive. The rice cauliflower bags at the grocery store, I just think they're too pricey to spend the money on when this was so cheap. And this will make about 24 ounces. So that's going to be 3 good dinners for Andrew and I. Yippee skippy. Now in the bottom of that bag were a bunch of these little tiny pieces of cauliflower. They're all just about this big. I didn't even have to cut them up. Anyhow, I've saved those to the side, and I've got about 6 ounces in there. Not worried about that a bit. I'm going to do something special with those. I'm just going to let this come back up in boiling. It's only going to take a second here. And then I'm going to let those just boil for 2 minutes. So we're blanching them. Then I've got my food processor out. I know this one looks a little bit different than most other food processors, but it works just the same. It's just a restaurant quality Robocoo food processor. It was a gift from Andrew. Yeah. It was just a little gift from him. Okay, that is almost back at a boil. It is 2:56. I'm going to time it for 2 minutes. And then I've got my spider out. I'm going to go ahead and just lift that out and get that right there into the food processor. We're going to give it a little zzz, 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 and make some riced cauliflower. Yippee skipper. So what are y'all doing today? Did you have a good weekend? Did you do anything fun or exciting? My sister came over. She came down from our high country, from Payson. She came down to see me and run some errands here in town. She lives in a very small town up there. There's not much. There's a Walmart and a Safeway and a Home Depot and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But if you need to go to, you know, a real store, or you need something that you can't get at a Walmart or what have you, then you have to either come down to Phoenix or you have to go further north to Flagstaff. So, yeah, I saw her on Friday. Her and her husband came down, said howdy. We sat out on the back patio. We had the nicest little chit-chat, and, you know, we talked about family and friends and what this one's doing and that one's doing, and, you know, all the gossip. And, yeah, enjoyed time with her. As they were leaving, as I was walking them out, it looked like this huge storm was coming in out of nowhere. We were at 75 degrees, just sitting out on the back patio, enjoying life and having a chit chat. And this storm just out of nowhere popped up. And we had almost an inch of rain. We had thunder. We had lightning. We had wind. But it was very concentrated. You could just see it move across the desert. And oh, the desert smells fantastic during a rainstorm. Like creosote and very earthy And if you, what creosote smells like, kind of like the railroad tracks. Creosote, yeah, like railroad tracks, or maybe if you have wooden telephone poles, they usually treat both of those with creosote to make them weather resistant. Anyhow, yeah, the desert smells kind of like that. And then this great earthiness and what have you. So, yep, we got all the things. And I'm going to go ahead and just take this cauliflower out of here now. 2 minutes. So we got about an inch of rain inside of about an hour and a half. And we do not really have a storm drain system that's worth a hoot. And so if we get that much rain at one time, we do have localized flooding. I am kind of up on a hill, and so we were not affected by that. I got a little tiny bit of water in my garage just because of the strength of the storm. Kind of blows it underneath my garage door. I got to get that fixed. All right, there we go. That's all of it. I'm going to go set this right over to the side here. And this is not cooked. Just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes so it doesn't turn any kind of weird color in my freezer. There we go. All right, let's get a little towel for the top here. And I'm going to go ahead and just give this a couple of pulses. We'll see how many it needs. 1, 2, 3. Take a look in here. One more. It needs one more. 4. There we go. Oh, that looks perfect. That looks, yeah, that looks like riced cauliflower to me. Hot diggity. All right. I am going to get this spread out on this baking tray here, because I want it to flash freeze. I want it to be kind of individualized so that I can have equal portions. It's not all clumped together, not all stuck together. Yay, hooray. Set the blade over there before I chop my hand off. And then let's just go ahead and get this all spread out here. If I see a couple of big chunks, well, I'll just go ahead and chop them up. That's okay. Not worried about it. What else? What else is going on? Nothing really. Visited with them. Last night for dinner we had hamburgers. Yep, we just had hamburgers. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. Okay, on Friday I got a package of zucchini tots. Like a play on tater tots. And I cooked those last night with my hamburgers. And I really wasn't expecting much. I thought it kind of seemed a little bit weird. But they were a free item. And you know, if it's free, it's for me. Those are so good. Those are absolutely delicious. So it had 13 carbs. They are kind of breaded on the outside. They are very much like a piece of like fried zucchini, except I'm not exactly sure what the breading is, to be honest with you. But they were absolutely delicious. They felt very luxurious. I dipped mine in a little jalapeno mayonnaise, and they were fantastic. Now, will they replace a tater tot? Andrew says no, but he really, really, really enjoyed them. And anyhow, I'm going to try and figure out what the coating is, what the breading is, because I think what you would have to do is kind of make a zucchini cake kind of a thing. And then maybe flash freeze them and then maybe roll them around in that coating, the breading. It wasn't a panko breading. It really wasn't a beer batter. I'm not sure what it was exactly. But, yeah, those were fantastic. We were both pleased as punch. And I I had hamburger. So I had the bottom piece of the bun, and then the lettuce, the tomato, the onion, the cheese, all the good things built on top. Ate mine with a knife and fork. Andrew, he had the regular bun, and yeah, we were both pleased as punch. And I used my carbs to have a serving size of those zucchini tots. Those were fantastic. All right. So in my big freezer in the garage, I'm going to go ahead and just lay this tray right on top. Let that all freeze up. And then I'm going to have, yeah, my cauliflower rice. So I'm thinking we've got at least 3 portions there to substitute for regular rice on a different day. Yay, hooray. I got that cauliflower into the big freezer outside. Shouldn't take long at all. I turned it on to flash freeze, and it just started chugging away. I got a little bit, about 8 ounces of brick cheese here, and we love it. This is a mild cheddar. That's Melissa and Andrew's favorite. Anyhow, they needed some shredded cheese because they like the ease and convenience of it. And I wasn't going to buy shredded cheese because I didn't find any on sale on Friday. And it was $2.85 for an 8 ounce. And I said, no, I'm not buying that. I've got cheese at home. I'll get it out of the freezer and just, zip some up in my food processor because, it's not that challenging. It's not that difficult. Now, I'm not getting the special blade out for shredded cheese. I'm just going to go ahead and use this same blade. I gave it all a nice rinse off after the cauliflower, and I only want to wash these 3 things today. Yes, please, and thank you. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on, and we're going to have, shredded up kind of cheese in a New York minute. It's quick, it's easy, it's convenient, and it is cheap. Well, Hades, I forgot to put the blade in. Works better with the blade. I tell you, I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes, but that's all right. We'll get her all done. Put them back in here. And just a little bit more. Perfect. See, that'll be so nice for their quesadillas and whatever else that they make with it. Their breakfast burritos or whatever else. So now they've got some nice grated cheese. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I had just a couple of tablespoons extra, so I'll go ahead and just add that right on into it. It'll be fine. Cheese does not last around this house at all. And there we go. Pigpen likes a little shredded cheese on his food sometimes in the morning. Helps disguise the medicines that I put in there. So, yep, we're a cheese household. There are no bad cheeses in my opinion. I even like the vegan cheese. It's alright. Tastes good to me. That Via Life is my favorite. Give that a little toss up. Now they have plenty of cheese. Easy and convenient. Pennies on the dollar. Because I'm pretty sure that block of cheddar was one of my free items a few weeks ago from the Albertsons. And free, it's for me. Every day for breakfast, I have a protein smoothie. And I like a third of a banana in it. Because a third of a banana is just the right portion size for me. Doesn't raise my glucose too much. But I have decided that I don't like the ice in the protein smoothie. I want it to be cold. I want it to be icy. But I don't really care for the ice because I think it dilutes the flavor too much. So I just want to go ahead and turn these bananas into the icy portion. So I'm going to slice these up and then flash freeze them so I can add them to my smoothie frozen and hopefully have the result of, they would take the place of the ice. Still nice and cold and a chilly, but without the melting factor. Yeah, that just kind of dilutes the already, not so strong chocolatey taste or strawberry taste. So I'm just going to put them on this little tray and pop these into my freezer here in the kitchen to flash freeze these, and then I'll offset them into a regular bag. So about 3-4 pieces depending on their size. That's going to be a serving size for me. I'll write it on the bag so I don't forget, because sometimes in the morning I'm a little bleary-eyed and I might need the reminder. Or if somebody else makes my shake for me, they will surely need the reminder. So, yeah, absolutely. 2 bananas should last me all week long. And I would say with my new diet, that's the one thing that I miss the most, is really eating as much fruit as I want. Yeah, I love it. It does not love me back. But I get it in there. Sometimes I will, just go ahead and have it instead of something else, something carby and delicious. I will just go ahead and choose to have the fruit instead. It's all about balance, and, we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. Anyhow, lovely friend called me on the phone last night. I was so excited to hear from her. And she invited Andrew and I over for dinner. I'm super excited about that. I love to be invited to dinner. When you do most of the cooking, you're just thrilled to go, what do you want to eat? I don't care what you make. Yeah, doesn't matter to me what you make. I'm excited for somebody else to be making me something for dinner. It's, yes please and thank you. So I'm going to get this little bit of banana all put into the freezer. Get that all frozen and delicious and ready for my smoothies. Oh, they smell good. I love bananas. Bananas are so tasty. And, full of good stuff. These look spectacular. So I'm hoping that that's how they look when they come out of the freezer, too. I'm not going to treat them with anything. Just the way that they are. If they turn dark, well, that won't bother me a bit. I'll eat them anyhow. Once they're all blended up in that smoothie, they're going to be fantastic. I'll show you what they look like when they come out. Okay, well, one of my best buys last week, 2 pounds of salami for $7.65. But we are coming up on the best buy date of the 18th. I bought 2 of these packages, and there's pretty much no way that we can eat 4 pounds of salami in the next 8 days. Even if we'd have to try real hard. And you know what? I'm just not into it. But I know that salami, pepperoni, most lunch meats and cured meats freeze beautifully. So I've got little sandwich size Ziploc bags. I'm just writing salami on there and today's date. And I know that these will be good in the freezer up to 3 months. And within 3 months, these will be all gone. Whether we have them for lunch, or I take them out to make like a little homemade pizza, or I just make a charcuterie board for family dinner, that we can use these up in the next 3 months. So I don't know why these bags always come closed, but I like to write the date on them, write what it is, and then open them all up so I'm not struggling, because I know that these salamis are going to be a little bit on the oily side, and I don't want to be on the struggle bus trying to fill those and unzip them or what have you. So yeah, go ahead, and I always try to unzip my bags. Okay, well that's not working. I'm working on my grip. I'm working on my fine motor skills. Getting better every day. Hot diggity. Can't beat that with a stick. But until then, I'm not struggling with this wrapper. Brute force and a pair of scissors. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. You gotta get stuff done. You can't stop doing it. One of the things that I'm learning is to accept help from others. And it is a challenge because I am used to doing everything by myself and doing pretty much whatever I darn well please. And one of the things that I have learned with accepting help from others is that it's okay to ask for it. People really are more than willing to help you if you ask nicely. I'm eyeballing it. Just some of them might be bigger, some of them might be smaller, and depending on what I'm getting them out for, you know, that'll be the one that suits the moment. About 50-50 split. Yeah, I'm used to doing things on my own. People are willing to help you if you ask for it. A friend of mine pointed out that I live in this house with two grown adults who are perfectly able-bodied and more than able and willing to help me, and they have been. But part of asking for help is also accepting the help that is given to you. They may not do things the way that you would do them. They may not know the shortcuts that you have adapted over the years, or how you have perfected certain chores, or how you like things done. You can tell them, but it still may not be your way. And if you're one of the people, I'm guilty, your way or the highway, you're going to have to suck it up a little bit, Short Yvonne. So I've been sucking it up. Like, for example, Andrew was wonderful. He put all of the clothes and all of the linens and stuff away. Well, I like my linen closet stacked a certain way. I like all of my towels for the inside of them, you know, the perfectly folded part, not the raggedy edges and what have you. I like that all faced out. And he just looks at me like I'm crazy, and he says, what difference does it make which way the towels face? I said, well, it looks so beautiful when the towels all face the same direction, and you know, the lovely edge, you know, the rolled part faces out. That's crazy. You do that? I've been doing that for almost 30 years, baby. He thinks that's nuts. And so, you know, he just puts them in there. And you know what? They're all in there. They're not still in the laundry room. They're not in a big heap on my couch. They're put away. And you can't really ask for more than that. You know, it's the things that I am compulsive about and weird. You kind of have to learn to let those go, Short Yvonne. So I am learning. And you also, when somebody completes a job and it's done, thank you. Thank you so much for helping. You don't know how much it means to me that you helped out. A great big thank you. Yeah, it's okay to ask for help. And you have to I have to manage expectations. Yes. Yeah. Nobody is going to do it just the way that I do, no matter how many times I might even show them. It's probably still not going to be done exactly the way that but I am grateful for the help. Yes, please, and thank you. And it's fantastic. And now they started to like just do things without me asking them. And let me tell you, that's even better. Hot diggity. All right, got 4 nice packages, I should say, 2 pounds of salami. I'm gonna put those in my kitchen freezer because that's really for short-term storage, something that I reach in for, grab, and throw in the refrigerator. So these salamis, once I take them out, they will probably take about 3 or 4 hours to thaw. So if we wanted to have this for lunch, I will probably pull this out at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning to be ready for lunch for salami sandwiches, or salami roll-ups or what have you with the cream cheese. Oh, those are so good. Anyhow, I'm going to put these in the freezer. Yay, hooray, we're just plugging right along, getting all our things done. Alrighty, so I got this lovely chicken on sale. 97 cents a pound. I've got the drumsticks, and I want to go ahead and get these all packaged up too. Got my bags all ready opened and labeled, and chicken like this in a nice freezer bag. These are pretty good quality. Will last in my freezer for about 6 months, but they won't last that long because we're going to eat them up. For my family, I like to package 4 pieces in a bag, and so we'll go ahead and get those in there. Yay, hooray. While I'm doing that, I want to tell you about one of my favorite places in Arizona. Yeah. Everybody loves the Grand Canyon. Everybody comes to Arizona, you got to go see the Grand Canyon. I don't blame you, but I've been to the Grand Canyon like 10 times. And I'm not that interested in going back. But one of my favorite places and one of the most overlooked places in Arizona is Superior, Arizona. And it is east of Phoenix, about 45 minutes. And it is absolutely stunning. It is an area of fantastic beauty. It is very rugged and very mountainous. And so you've got the Superstition Mountains here, and then you have the Superstition Wilderness, and then Superior, Arizona. Between the two, you've got a place called Boyce Thompson Arboretum, and it is a beautiful garden set up against the Picket Coast Mountains, and it is rugged terrain. It is right along Queen Creek, and so it has a water source. It's sometimes, Queen Creek is sometimes dry, but most often running, especially in the early spring and the late summer when we get our monsoons. Those are our big rains. Anyhow, I love the wilderness area. It's also part of Tonto National Forest. But one of my favorite parts of the Superior Wilderness is Apache Leap. Apache Leap is this outcropping, this cliff. It's about 4,700 feet high in the desert. And you can pick a post. Mountain is here. Apache Leap is over here. And it is just stunning. It's a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. So in 1870, this General Stoneman, George Stoneman, decided that he was going to go to Apache Leap, that they had seen some, activity from the Apache indigenous people. So he took soldiers to Apache Leap. They climbed up and encountered the Apaches. A battle ensued between the regiment and the Apache warriors. And 75 Apaches lost their life on top of this cliff. The remaining Apaches, looking around, seeing that their odds were not good, decided that they would just go ahead and jump off the cliff, leaping to their death. And that's what happened. Yeah, they just made a run for it, and leapt to their death 4,700 feet. A terrible, terrible tragedy. When the Apache women saw what had happened to their warriors, the sadness was so overwhelming, so great, that it is said that their tears, the overwhelming amount of tears, were embedded into the rock, creating obsidian. And obsidian is a volcanic black glass kind of a rock, and it is all over the Superstition and Superior Wilderness. And if you hold one of those up to the light, that you can see the translucent Apache tears, that they had cried so much that they would never have to feel that overwhelming sadness ever again. It's a tragic story. It's just, but also beautiful. It's a beautiful place, and the Apaches still find the area, the Apache Leap Cliff, and then the Oak Flat area below it to be a direct place where they communicate with God, and I can see it because it is just stunning, and I know that for me a trip out there feels very spiritual. I love it out there. I think Boyce Thompson Arboretum is one of the best places in Arizona. If you're coming, it's got to be on your list. Anyhow, it is a desert garden. Colonel Boyce Thompson collected species of drought-resistant, heat-tolerant plants from all over the world. And they have like an Australia section, and they have a Gobi section, and they have the Sonoran Desert and Chihuahuan Desert, and all these different deserts, and they have a legume section, and a great children's garden, and the birds. I'm telling you what, if you're a birder, if you're a bird watcher, the birds out there are fantastic, and it is inexpensive. It is less than $20 per person to go. You can see Apache Leap quite clearly from there. It backs up against the Picket Post Mountain, and the area is just fantastic, and it shows the real wilderness of the Arizona desert. Everything's out there. Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything. That's one of my favorite places in Arizona, and also one of my favorite stories about Arizona. There's places like that all over, and Andrew and I'll include some photos in here of our trip to Boyce Thompson Arboretum. I love to go in the springtime, so I am hoping that we get there in the next couple of weeks, because the desert wildflowers should all be coming up, and it should be fantastic. They've opened a new section to the Arboretum. So in Scottsdale, Arizona, our Scottsdale Arboretum lost their funding. They were privately funded, and then, they had some mishaps, and so they lost their funding, and they had to move all of the plants or, plow them down. Boyce Thompson Arboretum, flatbed trucks every day going from Superior, Arizona, about 100 miles to Scottsdale, picking up the cacti, the bushes, whatever could be dug up and successfully transplanted. So they have another huge section to the garden that they have opened up, and it's an all-day adventure. You can spend all day long at Boyce Thompson Arboretum. There is something to see for every season, and there's not a bad season. We've been there in the summertime. Their temperatures are much cooler than here in the valley. We've been there in the winter time. One of my favorite things that happened to me at Boyce Thompson, I was there one morning at about 7 o'clock in the morning. I got up early, dark 30, and I drove out there. They opened the gate, and I went in and showed my membership, and I was just out there hiking along by myself and everything. Anyhow, I'm just walking along, and this deer just stepped out right in front of me. It was so close I could have touched it, and it just kind of looked at me, and I kind of looked at it, and we both kind of tilted our heads a little bit, and we just stood there for like 2 solid minutes. And then, it just kind of looked, and, all right, lady, well, have a great day. And just kind of walked along back into the bush. Walked back into the bush, and what a moment. What a moment. It'll never happen to me again. So I got 4 great bags. This one's got 5 in it. Somebody will be extra lucky that day because they can have an extra chicken leg. Anyhow, that's going to do it. I'm going to put those in the freezer, get those all frozen up. We're just going to keep on keeping on. Okay, so I had the chicken breasts that I got, the bone-in chicken breasts that I bought, and those were also 97 cents a pound. These are definitely of the Dolly Parton variety. They are enormous. So I am only going to freeze one per bag in here, and I am going to use these primarily for making chicken salad. So I am more than confident that one of these is almost an entire pound. We'll make a lot of really good chicken salad. Yes, please, and thank you. You know, my summer, we only have a few more weeks left before summer is here for us. Usually it is 100 degrees by Easter. Easter is early this year, so I am really hoping that we do not get 100-degree weather in March. If we get 100-degree weather in March, well, it's just going to be a long, long summer. So get these all packaged up. This one is just gigantic. I hope we can squeeze it in there. Yeah, that's gonna make a lot of really good. Ooh, it fit. Hot diggity. That's gonna make a lot of good chicken salad. All right, there we go. Got all my legs, all of my chicken breasts. Yes, please, and thank you. Gonna get those right into the freezer. When I buy the big meats, when I buy the family packs, even though we're a family of 3, that's still a lot of food for us at one time. And I don't want to have to eat chicken every day for a week or a month. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packages of chicken. Yes, please, and thank you. That's 8 good meals, and for less than $10. Yeah, I'm excited about that, baby. So my cauliflower rice is frozen. Yippee skippy. I'm just going to go ahead and put it right back here into this Ziploc bag that it came in. Yes, please, and thank you. Yeah, that's going to make that easier. Just get that all scooped in there. I don't want to miss a bit. I'll get this all in here and bring it back and show you my big old full bag full. Yay, hooray! I ended up with a pretty good sized bag of that riced cauliflower. I'm going to go ahead and get this zipped up, and I'm going to write on here riced cauliflower. I'm writing it on there because I try to write on there whatever it is that I'm putting in the freezer. Because I say to myself, oh, I'll remember what it is. I'll remember what it is. But you know what happens is that I don't remember. Yeah, I get in there and I'm, what is this? I don't know. In 2020 when we were furloughed and we were, having kind of a hard time. Well, we're eating out of the freezers. Absolutely, because, that's what they were there for storage, for emergency food, for, I got a great bargain. Can't let it go. So one day I go in there and I pick up this little container. It's got something in it. It looks like meat, but I'm looking at it and I can't identify it. I smell it. I still can't identify it, but it looks good. And anyhow, I bring it out to thaw. Andrew says to me, what are we having for dinner? I said, mystery meat. He said, what? What? Are you crazy? I said, listen, it's in our freezer. I don't remember what it is. It was in a little container, and it's about a pound of some kind of meat. But it's got some sauce with it, and I can't tell you, is it hamburger? Is it spaghetti meat? Some kind of barbecue? I have no idea, but I can tell that it's some kind of a protein because, it's in the protein freezer, and it's got some kind of a sauce. So whatever it is, when it finishes thawing, that's what we're going to have for dinner, no matter what. well, you know, beggars can't be choosers, so whatever you're making, I'm like, that's right. It'll be fantastic no matter what. But all day long, we kept looking at it while it's thawing out, trying to identify it. It was so fun. It was like a little game. What's the mystery meat going to be? Anyhow, it was Sloppy Joe's, and it was delicious, and we had it for dinner. And whatever it was, I was going to serve it on a bun, and if I had to add something to it, we were going to add something to it. But it was fantastic just the way it was. Sloppy Joe's. I love them. Andrew, he tolerates them. God bless him. But that night, he was pleased as punch because he expected the worst, and it wasn't the worst. Yay, hooray. And then the final thing that I'm going to do today is make a little bit of pickled veg. And it's super easy. I've got a mason jar here. I have 1 cup of water. And that's bottled water. Bottled water because my tap water is chlorinated and has fluoride and, you know, all kinds of things. So it's from a bottle of spring water. I'm also going to add 1 cup of this apple cider vinegar. That's my preference. You can use white distilled. You can use anything that you want. Whatever you've got on hand. I don't think that there's any bad pickle juice personally. Yes, please, and thank you. I've got a little red wine vinegar because I just love the flavor of that, and I think it adds a little something special to my pickled vegetables. I'm going to add some salt to it. Not as much as I normally would, and considerably less than what I would traditionally find in a manufactured pickle process. But, you know, that's about 1 good teaspoon. That's going to be plenty for me. I also want to put a teaspoon of sugar or Splenda in here just to kind of balance it all out. Not too much, not too little. I've got some celery, and I am going to add the celery. Basically, you can pickle whatever veg you've got in your refrigerator. Whatever rocks your boat, have at it. I've got this little bit of celery. I've washed it up, and I am just going to kind of cut that on a bias. Not too big, not too small. I want it to be delicious in every bite. And I'm going to go ahead and microwave this for about 2 minutes. Just to get everything incorporated. Get this heated up a little bit so that my veg can soak it up really well. I've also got some baby carrots, and I'm also going to just chop these up just a little bit, not much. You could do onions in here, peppers, whatever you've got. And you know, you can always add to it too. We can make it today, and then, you know, if I found some more, you know, veg in my refrigerator, well, hot diggity, I can just chop it up and, you know, add it tomorrow. It's my giardiniera. It's my pickled veg. I can do with it whatever I please. Just try to stop me. So here we go. However big or small you want it. Now I'm going to use this most likely like a relish alongside of chicken, fish, whatever we're having. If you wanted to use it like a topping on a sandwich, like for some Italian beef or a muffaletta or something like that, I would probably chop it a little bit more finely. But the great thing is that I can always take a couple of spoonfuls out and give it a little chippity chop, even if it's in a little bit larger. Yeah, even if it's cut a little bit larger, I can still, just give it the old chippity chop and have it on, you know, Italian beef. That sounds so good. I've got such a craving for Italian beef. Ooh, we're gonna have to make that. Yeah. Yeah, peppers in here, hot, mild, whatever you like, whatever rocks your boat. That's just fine. And this will last in my refrigerator for about a month. This is hot. Came out of my microwave, and this jar had previously been sanitized, so it is all good, all ready to accept my vegetables and what have you. I have a little bit of pickling spice here. Oh, my rubber band broke. Oh well, rubber bands don't last long in our climate. They get brittle and break all the time. So I've got a bay leaf in here. I'm gonna put that in. Ooh, yes. I've got a couple of chipotle peppers in here. Yeah, I'm gonna add those too. Hot diggity. And then I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of that pickling spice. I've probably got another tablespoon left, so I will go ahead and just save that for another day. Now what I'm gonna do is just pack this in here. Now I'm not canning this. This is not going to be shelf stable. I'm gonna keep it in my refrigerator, and we are going to use it up lickety split. Honestly, it won't be that much of a challenge. It won't be a trial. Let's get that all in there. I don't have any pearl onions, but pearl onions are delicious in here. Cucumber, you know, whatever you want. I've got these little bits of the cauliflower that I saved for it. And let's just get that all in there. Yay, hooray. It'll take about 3 days for the pickling spice and the vinegar and brine solution to infuse in here, but it is going to be fantastic. Perfect for topping a sandwich. Great alongside of, you know, pretty much any meal in my opinion, because I do love pickled vegetables. They are fantastic. Red onion would be amazing in here, but I don't have any. Used it all up. Used it all up. If I get one later in the week, I might just chop it up and just go ahead and swish that down on in there. I need a wooden spoon, and let's go ahead and get this all submerged under that vinegar into that solution. Yes, please, and thank you. Fantastic. Fantastic. Think that that looks beautiful. You could put some olives in here. Yeah, whatever you want. Yippee skippy. And that pickling spice, I buy that over in the spice section, in my Hispanic food spice section, and it comes in that envelope. Oh, yeah. It's got all the good smells. You know what? I'm going to go see if I have a little fresh dill. I want a little fresh dill for my garden in here. I'll be right back. Get some scissors. Gonna need some scissors. All right, I got 2 nice sprigs of dill from the garden and gave those a wash up. And I'm gonna go ahead and just get those all added in there, and just a little extra flavor. If you have dry herbs, they will work just fine, baby. I promise. I promise. So get those down in there. Yes, please, and thank you. Now, I'm going to have a hard time controlling myself for the next 3 days, because I am going to want to get in here and just munch on this at 3 o'clock in the morning. But doesn't that... Oh, yeah. Smells fantastic. Not too much salt, not too much sugar. Plenty of great vinegar. And that's going to be super tasty. I'm going to put a lid on this. I'm going to put it in the very back of the refrigerator, so that I am not in there tonight picking at it at 3 o'clock in the morning. But carrots, celery, cauliflower, yeah. Maybe Melissa will bring me home a red onion, and I can add some in there. That would be delicious. Now, a red onion will discolor your jar of pickled vegetables a little bit red, but I don't think it matters one whit. Anyhow, I'm going to put this, yeah, excited about my pickled veg. Yay, hooray. All right, so the last thing that I really have to do is bag up these big Hot Link Italian sausages. These were $4.88 for 10, and they are on their very last day. So it is a use it or lose it situation. And you may experience this when you're buying your manager's specials. So you gotta look at the date. You gotta be quick on it. What are you gonna do with them? Get them either eaten or get them into the freezer. Now what can you do when you get them out of the freezer? You get them out of the freezer, it will take about a day to thaw, and then you have, at that point, maybe 2 days to use it, in my opinion. So I will take it out to thaw, that's one day, and then the next day I will use it. And that's how I freeze, defrost my manager specials. I always defrost in the refrigerator. Yeah, I'm not one to defrost on the counter overnight. That is something that my mother did. But, you know, we didn't know these things back then. She wasn't concerned about E. coli or salmonella or, you know, whatever. Ebola. It wasn't on her radar. Anyhow, I am worried about it, and I'm worried about the safety and well-being of my friends and family that eat here. So I've got 2 bags of 4, and those are going to be fantastic. I've got 1 bag with 2. Now I was considering just saving this aside to bulk up a spaghetti dinner at some point, but you know what has sounded so good to me? We made that pickled veg, that giardiniera. Anyhow, you know what sounds so good to me is sausage and pepper sandwich. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Sausage and peppers and onions, a little bit of sauce, a little bit of the giardiniera, the pickled veg. That sounds amazing. So I'm not Italian. I just love Italian foods. And you know what's funny is that a lot of foods, a lot of international foods, Italian, Mexican, French food, a lot of them are just very simple ingredients with a few tweaks and turns that make them seem extra special. Yes, please, and thank you. I want my family to know I love them. Yeah, hopefully every time we sit down to dinner that they're thinking, Shorty Vaughn loves us. Hey, Shorty Vaughn loves you too, baby. And I would have you all over for dinner. But yeah, we don't have room for that many. It would be really tight squeeze. But maybe one of these days. And I'm also going to keep out one of the chicken legs for dinner this week. And then we're having an extra special, you know, St. Patrick's Day celebration. Yeah, we're having an extra special Irish-ish dinner. Yay, hooray. All right, gonna get these in the freezer. I am gonna go ahead and freeze these because I just remembered today is the use by date. So I'm gonna freeze these, and then later in the week I will take them out and thaw them because you know, safety first. Be crazy, not dangerous. All right, so my bananas came out, and look at, they turned out terrific. They didn't turn black at all. Got a little freezer bag here. Gonna just pop them all in here and get those ready for my morning smoothies. Yes, please, and thank you. That's gonna be a great prep ahead, and yeah, then I won't have to have, you know, the ice. Yeah, fingers crossed that that works out well. I'm encouraged. Absolutely. So we've gotten a lot of things done today. We have packaged our discounted meats for future dinners. We have, whoops, well, at least none fell out. Yay for plastic. We packaged our meat. We grated some cheese. We made some riced cauliflower. We made a little bit of pickled veg, some giardiniera. Yay, hooray. We've got our bananas all prepped up. We did all the things. We had a good time. Hey, Thanks for keeping me company today in the kitchen. I appreciate it. Sunday fun day in the kitchen. I love it. Anyhow, my lovelies, I'm going to get these all bagged up. Get these put back into the freezer, safe and sound. Be good, be careful, lick both ways. Mwah! Big old smooches and huge squeeze-a-ronies. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, right. Thanks for watching Crazy But Not Dangerous.